I'm going to talk about angels today. When it comes to angels, the first thing I thought about is Daniel. Daniel have interacted with Gabriel. He's interacted with Jesus. Even though Jesus is not, he's God. Jesus is Jesus. But Gabriel came to Daniel when he had the dream to explain to him what the dream means. Dream of the end of time. So angels have been throughout the whole Bible. Abraham saw the three men that came to him. I believe one was Jesus and the other two were angels. Some people believe they were all three angels. So and Gabriel have he came to into Mary, and so many people in the Bible have seen angels. There's angels throughout the whole Bible. The angels from the Lord of hosts. I mean, there's angels throughout the whole Bible. But I didn't angels I've always know about, well, I don't know about so much, like I was kind of like stuck for a long time and the darker side of things. So I probably have seen angels and just thought they were just like everything else, because I thought everything I used to see, that everybody else used to see them. I thought it was normal to see what I was seeing, and came to find out when I got older that some of the stuff I was seeing, other people wasn't seeing them, and stuff like that. So it took me a long time to understand that. And then once I find out that I was, I'm just, one of those people that did see them, then I became, a little bit like, oh, that's just not normal, and stuff like that. But about a couple of years ago, I sat down and I was thinking about, man, how did I survive life? How, did I survive when I was younger? Where I was at, where I grew up, and the people that was around, the people, that was in charge to raise me, and not that they were bad people, it just didn't serve God. So, and the Lord showed me and told me that, the whole time when I was younger, I had three angels that was with me all the time. And that's included my guardian angel, and because I'm like, wow. And he began to tell me, different times, I would go to different, situation. Certain angels were assigned to, work with me in different situation, or like, sometimes you get you in a really bad situation, and then you start to, encouraging yourself out of nowhere. You getting word of knowledge and just like wisdom, just things that just, elevate your spirit to make you feel better. I mean, I wasn't just like, I mean, I was, people, they trust me and take me places and send me places where you just don't send children, but how I survived this situation, I won't go into details in those things because they were dark, but the way I survived those times was because of my guardian angels. They were with me, they protected me and they kept me safe because of what the Lord wanted to do with my life as I got older. So it really, pleased my spirit when I heard the Lord. He didn't just left me alone. Even when I didn't know him, he assigned angels to help me, and God assigned angels to help you as well. You just don't notice that they're there, but it doesn't mean that they're not there. They are a lives companion in the other world, in the supernatural realm that we cannot see. When the enemy, rise up against you, you don't know what kind of charge that is against you, but the angels see it. And the angels, they are fighting on our behalf. God, give angels charge over us to keep us in all our ways. So the angels are around. So I was really pleased to hear about that. And one thing I know is that, in life, sometimes when you are born, you are assigned angels. My one of my favorite numbers 4. And for some reason I started off with 4 angels, and then I love other numbers too, but that's my one of my favorite numbers. And my birthday is on the 4th of November. So there you go. And yeah, so I was very pleased to hear that, because I used to be like, man, Lord, all this stuff that happened, even when the bad stuff happened to me when I was younger, the angels kept me alive, because some children didn't survive what I survived. And the angels were there, and they knew that, these are the scars I needed to carry in life, because everything about your life is already written in the book of life. So there's nothing new under the sun. Your life is not new. It's already written. You're just living out your life. That's already known in the heavenly realm, and because all souls belongs to God, we've always been with the Lord. That's why we're going back to be with him. It is a marriage, and it's just so amazing on how the Lord set up angels for us. So I know this might really be a stretch for some people, but you couldn't survive this life if the Lord didn't assign angels, to help you. Even Gideon, angels had to come and help him. And David, the Lord of hosts, came. Joshua, they had help, and they couldn't do what they did without the help of angels. And so I found out about those angels, and it really pleases my heart, because it just reassured me that the Lord didn't just let me go through all that by myself. There were angels there with me. That's why I was put into places that I just had no business as a baby, a child, as young as like 4 years old, and survive. And I just it really warmed my heart when the Lord showed me that, and he told me the name of the angels that were with him, but I won't mention them here because that's personal. These are like my supernatural friends, and I don't know, they are they are servants to the Lord, just like we are servants to the Lord as well. But the Lord called us his friend. He said, you are my friend, and we are the bride of Christ. So we are the apple of God's eyes, and the angels doesn't mind with me talking like that. The good angels, at least, the heavenly angels, the third heaven angels, the good angels, they don't even like me talking about them. This might really be out of the box for some people, but glory be to God, because there's no angels in the third heaven that really they don't want any honor for anything. Everything goes to God. All the honor and all the glory goes to God, and that is that. So but they are here to help us. They are here to help us. So my very first interaction with alive, like angels that I knew they were angels. Well, afterwards, at least. At first, I wasn't sure that they were angels. I thought they were people, because angels come in the form of people sometimes, and sometimes they come in different forms, and stuff like that. And sometimes they don't have wings. Not all angels appear or show themselves with wings. Some don't, and some do. So I'll describe my guardian angel to you in a minute. When I find out who God was and really, learn of Jesus, I just, fell in love with him, because I've never met anybody like him. He showed me love. He showed me compassion. And he really, if I could say what my testimony is, that the Lord saved me. I know he saved everyone, but he literally took me out of darkness and put me into his marvelous light. He literally did like this, pick me up and put me into another camp, which is his camp. He literally had to do that for me, and I am forever grateful for everything that he does, and he continues to do for me, and for you too, and the whole world. And when I'm start talking about the Lord and the Holy Spirit, just, oh man, hopefully I don't get teary eyes, because I'm just I know that's your heart as well, but we all have to make this thing personal. It's an individual relationship with the Lord. And I was running late for this service, and I really wanted to be there on time, because I had a part in in the service. It was a revival. You just don't play when it comes to revival. You want to be there to see what the Lord is doing and what's happening. You just don't know what God is gonna do. And I was just so excited in that day, and I had to work. And I remember telling my boss that time, I'm like, I cannot work that day. I have to go to church. They convinced me, it's just going to be early. You have more than enough time to get to church. I was still early, in the Christian life. And, I'm like, okay. And, I went to work, and I'm like, okay, I just need to make sure that I wrap things up really quickly so I could just get out of there. And, and it got really busy. The later it got, the busier it got. And I was the only one open. It was on a Sunday. It was the only one open that day. I don't know if it was, no, it wasn't a Sunday. It was on a Friday, because I wouldn't have been there on a Sunday. I'd be in church. It was a Friday. So I worked during the day, and then, the revival was at night. And, it got busy, and it got busy, and I got busy. And the busier it got, the more upset I was getting. I'm like, what am I going to do? And right when I was about to, close the door and lock everything up and clean up and run out of there, this woman came in, and then a whole line came in. And in the middle of me, serving people, there goes the bus, goes right by me. And I was like, oh my goodness. I was already like 15, 20 minutes late from closing. And I was just so like, and after those people, I just locked the door, and then one by one I let them out and just get them out of there as fast as I can. But the bus was already gone, and I knew that it would take a few hours before another bus comes, because after 6 or 7 o'clock the bus come like every hour. Sometimes they skip an hour and come the next hour. Sometimes the bus don't show up at all. And I just didn't know what was gonna happen. But I remember just being so disappointed that I missed that. I missed the bus, and what's gonna happen? I'm not gonna make it there on time. And I was just really upset. And after I finished with the last customer, I slowly locked everything up and got dressed and got myself set up and run out of there. And I was just dragging, even though I wanted to run, but I'm dragging, and the bus stop was literally like outside, the job. So I just like, I just dragged myself to the bus. And then as I got close to the bus stop, I saw this bus coming. I said, okay, it must be, out of service, because there shouldn't be a bus coming right now. And I look up, it was the 101, but the 101 doesn't come on that, route. It was the 95 route. And I'm like, that bus is like out of service, and what is it doing here? Sure enough, the bus stopped right in front of me. Like right before I even make it to the bus stop, the bus was already there. And he opened the door, and I look at the man, and he looked at me, and the man was wearing like white shirt and khaki pants. And I heard other people in the back of the bus, and I'm like, okay, I guess, and I said, do you know where you are? He's like, yeah. I said, you are, you're driving a 101 bus. This is the 95 routes. He's like, oh my goodness, I am so lost. He's like, I don't know this route. I've never done this route before. He's like, well, how do I get to the station? Because I don't know. Like, I don't want to go back to start the route all over again. I don't know this route. Can you show me? And I don't even remember him asking me for bus fare, because he was too busy talking to me. And he asked me, why don't you just stand with me in front? And I was standing with him, and I was talking to him because he wanted me to show him the route. But it's just a long road. It's just a straight road until you get to the station. And he said, if I didn't mind staying there to just show him the route, to make sure that, he gets all the stops and he followed the right route. So I said, okay. So I stood up next to him, and he's driving. But I remember I looked back in the back of the bus, and I saw there were a whole bunch of people in the back of the bus, but they were all dressed up the way he was. They had khaki pants on with white shirt on, but they were all men. They were like maybe in their 20s or something, early 20s. They were young men, and some were sitting in the back, all the way in the back of the bus. Some were sitting in the back chairs, and then there was some, that sat on the floor, and they looked like they were like playing around. You know how like young people play like marbles. They weren't marbles. They were playing with something in their hands on the floor. Some were like on the bus. They kind of like crunched down and playing, and they're laughing. They're having a great time. They're laughing. I mean, I wanted to go in the back and see what was going on, but they were all men, and the bus driver, I mean, not that I wouldn't go and talk to them, because I didn't mind anyway, but slow down, because I talk really fast. But the bus driver wanted me to stay with him so I could show him the route. But I just remember just thinking, why are they all in uniform? They're all wearing the same colors. They were all young. They were, they weren't that, big. They were maybe like I don't know, like young men, maybe 140 pounds, but like maybe they were tall. They weren't short. They weren't like too tall or too short either. They were just having a good time, laughing, joking around. I don't remember what they were talking about, but I remember the joy that they brought in the bus, and how they were laughing and just like, having fun, like young men having fun in the back of the bus. And I just remember the laughters. Really, it brought me into a different realm of like joy, and just like nice. The atmosphere of the bus was nice. It really now reminded me of like the atmosphere of heaven. When you go, it's a joy and happiness. And so I just talking to the bus driver. I don't remember what we talked about, sadly, but we were having like conversation. We were laughing, but the weird thing is there was nobody waiting for the bus. The time was strange. Every bus stop he didn't have to stop because there was nobody waiting. And I don't even remember telling him about the route. We started talking about other things that I don't remember. And but within like, I mean, I was in the bus within 5 minutes. I was at the train station. You know, it's a big station. It's Sullivan Station. So if anybody from Boston here, they still know what I'm talking about. Sullivan Station, and you know, I was there within 5 minutes. I mean, this is like a 30-minute route, 30-minute route with like when there's no traffic. If there's traffic and stuff like that, and the bus has to stop a lot, it could easily take an hour to get to the station. But within 5 minutes, it seems like just like that, I was at the station. And when he pulled in front of the station, it was just kind of like strange because the moment he pulled into the station, all the commotion stopped. The laughter, everything just came to a standstill. And he didn't open the back door, he opened the front door, and he said something to me because we were still in the realm of talking and laughing. He opened the front door, and I don't even remember if I say thank you. I got off the bus, and then he closed. I barely even hear the door close behind me. And I thought, wow, I just got here pretty fast. And I turned around, the bus was gone. The bus was gone because I remember looking to see, because the bus usually just, you know, stop, either get people or drive off to go on another lane to pick the 101. He would have probably go all the way down to pick up new people. There was no 101 bus. They were just like there were other bus. I remember there was a bus that was in front of us, and there were other bus that was behind us. And then when I got off the bus and I looked back, because I wanted just like, it's kind of strange. I didn't hear the people. I didn't hear the back door open. I don't know when the people left. You know what was going on, and they were gone. The bus, there was no 101 bus. There were like other buses in the spot where the bus was empty. It was gone. And I hopped, the train came, like, just even like me talking about it, because I'm going back to the moment of when those things happen. It's like, it blows my mind, because I'm like, where's the bus? And then I go and, you know, got in the train. I don't even remember paying for the fare. I just remember going right through the thing open, and I go through, I don't know, that's not of God, but I don't know. Don't remember. Maybe I did pay for the fare, but I don't remember it. I go right through, and then as I go down the stairs, bam, the train was there. I got on the train, and then, you know, switch over to the red line and got to where I needed to go. And when I got there, I was about, I think I was about half hour to 45 minutes earlier than the time the church was supposed to start. When I got there, a rehearsal was going on. So many things was going on. And then the first moment I got, once they started, I stood up, bloop, and I testified, and I said that I was running late and angels brought me to church. I don't know how many people believe that, but I did. I said I was running late, and I testified that the angels brought me to church, and I made it there on time. And I never forgot it. Even until now, I'm like what happened? So that was like, wow. And because where I was at, these are things you just don't really openly talk about. A lot of people wouldn't understand. So I testify about it. No one said anything. No one even asked me what happened. So I kind of like put it in the back of my mind, but I never forgot what happened to me and how I got there. So they were angels. The Lord sent me a bus to come pick me up to bring me to church. So